Hey, everybody. Welcome to Maximum Libertarian. I'm Brian.
But I'm Dean.
That's Dean. And what we're here today, first and foremost, thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so now. And then click the notification bell. And then what else should they do, Dean?
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash the like button. Let's see. What today's topic is about is the House of Representatives just passed a bill that to change the $600 direct payments to the American citizens. They have now went from $600 to $2,000, which Donald Trump, our dear leader, has asked for them to do. As I titled this day, "Hey Stupid, the cure is the problem." What we are now seeing, because of this phony, we're going to be trying to help the American people, we're now seeing the destruction of the company, or of not just a company. I guess we could call the country a company, but the country is dying. We have driven off the cliff, and like I said in one of the previous podcasts here, we better pull the parachute right now. Otherwise, we've got some big issues coming up. What do you think about this, Dean?
I think we're overspending, definitely. I mean, there's so much pork in that bill that you could fry a pig for days. I mean, it's not about, we're not helping the American people. We're helping some of our adversaries, some of the people that we're actually against in this that have screwed up things. So I'm really not happy with the fact that they had all that extra pork in there. I think the American people need a little bit of help to survive, but the problem is it's not like a good idea to just be going and giving money out. They're expanding unemployment benefits. They want to go to $2,000. It's going to have to pass the Senate, which I think is going to be a harder thing than easier to do. But the pork that's on the bill itself is what bothers me more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is a lot of this stuff could have been not have happened had they actually had listened to the science, which they always talked about. They're not listening to the science. I'm sorry to tell everybody that's listening. Yes, COVID is real, but they could easily start opening up businesses properly and get the economy rolling without us having to go more into debt. I am saddened to see that so many of our representatives, the one that we have here in the 6th District, Representative Ben Klein, he comes out, he says he don't want to vote for the bill, but then he votes for the bill. Donald Trump held off from writing for the bill, and then what did he do? He signed the bill. This is called "We're Going to Die." And it's disgusting that, see, the problem is, and it's hard for us as libertarians to say, let's not help the American people because the government shut these folks down. They're not having the opportunity. Yep. It wasn't like they had the free market where no one was coming to their business and, well, they went out of business. They were shut down. A lot of these folks were shut down on the month they were opened, and that's a shame, and it's disgusting. I think people have blood on their hands, and, and I get it. People are wanting to point fingers at Donald Trump because the hatred for Donald Trump is so big. It's stupid. They are idiots. I sent Dean a message and I can't pull it up tonight because of the computer that I'm on. But it is I don't know. You're not able to pull it up, are you?
No, I'm on my phone currently, so.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm on my
the article was, and it's in the description down below. It speaks about how the Republicans and Democrats now look at the economy completely different. Now that their chosen leader has taken power. See, now the economy is looking groovy, according to the Democrats, and the Republicans are very sad about this. But really, what this is the exact same economy that we had just 3 years ago. This is the exact same economy we had 8 years ago or 12 years ago. doesn't that bother you? You're going to be running for office. So how are you going to convince individuals, a Republican or Democrat, to vote for a Libertarian when you can see just by that article, they're finicky. They wear blinders. This is a team sport. They don't care about the country. They don't care about the rules. They live on their knees. Because it used to be, the old saying was, you're down on your knees, and you live on your feet. It used to be down your feet or live on your knees, and you're down when you put the chains around your throat and you allow the government to hold you as a slave. How are you going to convince people not to take the blinders off?
Well, quite frankly, you need to convince them that we need to change our tax codes, things like that. We need to. There's ways to get around this. The problem is we're running into a problem where we have socialist left and far right conservatives that are not really conservatives anymore, pushing our country over the cliff. The way to change it, it really comes down to being able to sit there and actually come up with some common sense ideas like the tax and things like that, and we need to drop taxes. It would have been a lot better if we looked at cutting taxes than actually giving stimulus checks. But no, we have to go that route. People get money, they don't realize they're going to have to pay that back, and a good chance it's going to be paid back here or the year after in taxes. So people don't realize they're being blinded very much by the D's and the R's, and we have to really get over that and learn that a more free society, one in which we can actually lower taxes, help cut regulations. That's the biggest problem. You got regulations on everything, right? So these people want, these senators and all that, when they want this, bill of $2,000, well, we shouldn't have put all that junk inside of the pork bill. Going over to Pakistan, going over to, Sudan and all these other countries that study weird crap. We're giving our adversaries, people that are against our country, money. I mean, that in its own right needs to be cut out. We need to stop. We need to worry about ourselves. We only should be involved with, how am I going to put it? We should only be involved in a way that everybody's financially paying their dues. America shouldn't be paying for or being in other countries, being their policemen, telling them how they have to live their life. We sit there and we have troops in places that don't need to be right now. And, that's a local level.
Right.
At a local level, we need to learn how to budget better in our state, how to not take advantage of these small businesses, because we've hurt these small businesses by all the lockdowns. There was a need for maybe asking maybe a short time frame where you can maybe curve it a little bit, but after that, we've been on this 15-day curve for 10 months now, and the way forward is right here. The way forward. Oh, you've had the virus, or you did what I did today, which is roll up your sleeve and get the vaccine, because I'm a first responder. And I mean, yeah, I can say the vaccine, you're going to get a sore arm. I'm going to give you that too. You're going to get a sore arm. You're going to feel a little more tired. You might run a fever, like I said, because it's your immune system kicking, making these antibodies. But for the most part, I went there, didn't have any allergic reaction to it. So, if I get a small little fever or a sore arm or fatigued a little bit, you know what? That's well worth the time to save lives here in the future.
Well, I think the whole vaccine debate was completely different because I don't know how much it's going to save lives. And the reason I say something like that is we've had the flu virus or the flu shot now working on it for 50 years, I believe they said, 60 years. And it's only got a 40% success rate. And here we are, we're running around with like or heads, but like chickens with their heads cut off, and the death rate compared to the coronavirus is comparably smaller. I mean, it's not. It's a percent, if less. I mean, what are we doing? Why are we acting like we've got to do this? This is baloney, man. Sell me on it.
I mean, yeah, it's an individual choice, obviously. I'm in the fire EMS service, so I'm going to be around a lot more people to potentially get the virus, potentially spread it to older people in my household, be immunocompromised. This is why I've done it. No, it's not going to be for everybody. It's up to you. It's your personal choice what you do and how you do that. And this is different than the flu virus. The flu virus is actually been pushed into different strains of live or not live, but dead viruses and stuff. This is actually just the spike protein with a lipid around it that starts creating an immune response to if COVID got into you, those spikes that go into you would be killed. So I did a lot more research before I went out doing this. I didn't go listen to I looked more into the research that they've been doing and measured the good versus the bad. I mean, like I said, not to get off the topic, but my blood pressure is a little elevated. Temperature's 98, so it's good. I'm gonna feel a little bit more tired, and I feel like I got punched in the arm. But other than that, hey, that's the worst of it.
Well,
but
I hope everything works out for you. But right.
We've locked down.
Once it. Well, once again, I think my biggest issue that I've had so far is they're running around, like I said, with chickens like their heads have been cut off, and instead of telling people take zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamin, eat clean, exercise, try to sleep, and wash your hands. If you don't feel good, go out. Don't go out. I mean, this is just basic common sense stuff, but instead all they're saying is take the vaccine, we're all going to die. And that's how they push it. And I think it's kind of dishonest. And I'm disgusted with YouTube. I'm disgusted with Twitter. I'm disgusted with all these left-leaning social media sites like Google that want to take down when people come out with a dissenting voice. They want to silence them. It's what's happened with Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Donald Trump neither time, and I'm glad I didn't because he hasn't lived up to what he said he was going to do. That being said, I watch Google, I watch Facebook, and I watch all these other cool, groovy social media platforms silence the guy, and I think that's bull. So so that's about it, man. But I think let's go back real quick just to finish this topic up. The cure is that they're trying to save the American people. It's killing the American people. And one day, and it's not too far, we are going to see a dramatic change in our lifestyle because now we are we're completely broke. Bottom line, and I think this is what I was thinking about this. Because I know there's several libertarians that are. I'm going to take the check and I'm going to donate it to the homeless. I'm going to take the check and I'm going to do this and that. Look, it's like taking a grain of salt and throwing it into the sea. It's not going to save anything. It's not going to help you. What I would suggest any libertarian to do, one, you can send it back if you want. You can send it to me. Would be really good. Or you could buy gold. You can pay off your bills. You can buy food. So let's start off with pay off all your bills. If everything's paid off, you're debt free. Buy gold, buy prep food, buy things to get ready for the oncoming onslaught that's about to take place, courtesy of our dear leaders in Washington, D.C. Richmond's filled with idiots, and God willing, one or two of the libertarians that run this year get in there. We need at least two or three. So They're not going to be
Yep.
alone. So that's about it. We will be back tomorrow. We'll figure out the time. Then we're going to do 2 shows on Wednesday, and we'll be off on Thursday for New Year's Eve. So, is there anything else that you would like to say, Dean? All right. So,
like
once
saying,
again, what's up?
I was gonna say, don't keep going for the cliff. We need to stop.
Well, we've already drove off the cliff. What we need to do is pull the parachute, because otherwise we're going to slam into the rocks below. So pull the parachute. If you have not already, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like our page, for God's sake. Follow us on Twitter. We are MaxLib. You see it running across the screen. And Dean, what should they do?
Smash that like button.
Yes, smash that like button. So, once again, thank you all for watching us. We hope you've learned something. Read the article, share this with your friends, and until next time, I'm Brian, that's Dean, and we are out of here. Have a good night.